These are self-cloning geckos. If just one of these were to escape during this video, they would have infested my house. Make sure you stay to the end of the video to see them in their new home. Alright guys, so this just came in from Josh's Frogs and we need to open up ASAP. It has been in the mail for the past day. Okay. So if you read the title by now, you probably know that I got some mourning geckos, and I actually got the yellow belly mourning geckos, which are going to be perfect for my Exoterra terrarium. Right up front from Josh's Frogs, we have a care guide, a cute sticker, a cute little handwritten note, as well as like a couple coupons. That's nice. I went to like 5 different pet stores asking if they could special order these mourning geckos, and literally none of them could. But I'm so happy that I was able to get these from Josh's Frogs because they actually breed all of them captively. So they're not being collected from the wild. They're not being like taken from their natural resources. You don't know what diseases, what other things that they could have wrong. These are all bred in their facility. So that is like one amazing thing about them. Another amazing thing about Josh's Frogs is the fact that they have a live guarantee for these guys. They had a little quiz that after I had this order, I had to confirm that I was a good pet keeper, that I already had a terrarium set up for them. And then I also got to schedule the day that it would arrive so that I'd be there to make sure that I was able to bring these in. So I love how much care they had with these guys. Okay. Oh, I see one. I see its little foot. Do you guys see that little foot right there? That's its foot and tail. Okay, so we have to... Oh, there's another one. Oh, look how tiny they are. They're actually a bit bigger than I thought, so this is actually going to be really good. You can see my thumb for reference. So it's going to be easier to see them. I've seen really microscopic geckos sold before, so I'm happy that these are a bit bigger, and they're going to be easier to see in my terrarium. So, yes, our babies are here. They're all alive and they're looking really healthy. And it also has their date of birth. So they were born April 5th, 2023. That's kind of cool. Now I went with mourning geckos for a couple of reasons. One of the first reasons is their care is pretty similar to crested geckos. And I've had a crested gecko for over 2 years and he's been doing really well in the setup that he has. So I'm really confident as an owner to take care of them. Some people say they're even easier than crested geckos. And they also have the same diet as my crested geckos. So they'll be able to eat the pre-mixed food as well as some live feeders here and there. So that's gonna be really nice. Also, they can cohabitate with a lot of different types of dart frogs, which is something I wanted to have in my jungle terrarium. However, I noticed that I don't really have enough land and enough room for any dart frogs, so I ended up not adding them to my scape. I think I'm just gonna keep these guys in there. Oh, and technically they're girls. So this species in captivity is pretty much completely made up of females. They don't have any males and they reproduce via parthenogenesis. So they don't require any males to have fertilized eggs. They will actually just clone themselves, lay some eggs, and they have a lot of babies. So that's one thing we're gonna have to worry about, having so many babies, but I think my terrarium will be able to hold quite a few. And then I also have a couple other setups that we will be able to have for these guys. And they don't get very large. So they don't really require the biggest terrariums or setups possible, but they're gonna have a lot of room in my large tank. And I don't really plan on breeding them a lot, and that's why I'm adding them to such a large tank. A lot of people say when they're in a smaller confined tank with a couple different females, they usually breed faster, but since I have such a large scape, it's going to be hard for them to find each other, and they won't really have that breeding tendency when they get older. So it's going to take a little bit longer for me to actually start having babies, but let's add these guys in. So I just added them to this bell jar, and that was a lot of work. I was really careful with the paper towel because I did not want to crush them, and I also did not want them to escape in my house. They would breed everywhere, and my family would kill them. I temporarily added my mourning geckos to this bell jar to get some quick close-ups of our new guests. Go. I knew that once they were added to our paludarium, it would be almost impossible to get photos or videos of them. Once I brought them over to their new home, only one mourning gecko was brave enough to jump onto a leaf and get out of their temporary jar. It took our other gecko about 30 minutes to adventure out. I didn't want to make her stressed, so I just left the jar inside the paludarium. I mixed up some Rapashi food to see if my new geckos would be even interested in eating, and to my surprise, they were. I would love some name suggestions for our new beautiful princesses of this massive paludarium. Now that you see how tiny they are inside of this paludarium, you'll understand how much room that they have to explore. And those are my new geckos for my jungle paludarium. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, huge shout out to Josh's Frogs for sending these guys over. I'm so happy with them and I love them so much. Catch you in the next one. Take it easy.